What's going on, y'all? About to send this link out. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right, man. What's going on, y'all? New week, new week. Let's go ahead and look for some setups. This is one of the GA setups that I recorded and went over with the members last night during Tokyo session. Right now, we're going to be watching GJ, we're going to be watching NAS, and then we're going to be watching gold. We've been catching some nice GJ buys. We caught a huge GJ buy on Thursday and Friday last week. We're going to continue on to those buys. We caught the entire daily candlestick on Friday and Thursday, as well as we've been calling buys this entire uptrend. Those that have been watching the live, you already know we've been calling buys for a very long time. And we have a nice little rejection wick right here. So if GJ can hold this level here, we're going to continue on to the buys. I'm not against the retracement, but we're still going to be looking for buys as of now. It's going to have to break a few levels and drop down pretty far before we start looking for sells. So like always, we're going to wait for the opening candle, see how that goes, and then we're going to go from there. But we're going to watch a GJ. We're going to be watching the New Zealand pairs. We're going to be watching gold, and then we're going to be watching NAS. Those just joined the stream. We haven't entered anything yet. Make sure you hit that first link in the description. Join a free signal room, free Telegram. You see on your screen how we did last month and last week. We're going to pull that up and go over that in just a second as well. What's going on, Devontae? I see you in here. Appreciate that. What's going on, Sean? How you doing, man? Yeah, so last week we went 12-1, catching 7,452 pips, giving us a 92% win weight for the week. So we do got the opening candle. So yeah, so GJ is looking nice. So we're gonna go over the Telegram in a second. But yeah, we're watching GJ. We're gonna be watching NAS as well. I'm gonna go ahead and write this trade idea up. Those just joined the stream. We haven't entered anything yet. This is just a trade idea. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and write this trade idea up, because we might enter this in this candlestick of the next 15. 95. There we go. Yeah, I'm kind of liking this right here, though. Yeah, so we're going to be watching GJ. We're also going to be watching gold. Gold, me and America took a nice gold sell on Friday. Got wicked out, then I did re-enter. Did do a nice drop. I just got wicked out again. So right now we're going to wait to see if it can come back up to my level here and look for another sell position. The reason why we're going for sells is because if we go on the daily time frame, we can see that we are extremely bearish. We are kind of struggling to close and stay underneath 1950. But if we can do that today, I can see the downtrend continuing and the momentum continuing as well. We just have to break through this very strong support resistance level currently. Price is currently treating as a support, but not really going to be considering buys unless price can break and hold above 1980, 1982. Anything underneath that, I'm still going to consider sell territory. So we're just going to be chilling right there. Now, as far as NAS and SPX goes, we're going to be looking for buys on that. Same reason why we went for a buy on SPX on Friday, because we're bullish. We're on the daily time frame. There's literally nothing showing the sells. Yes, there might be a red candlestick or retracement, but if we look at the overall trend and direction price is going, it's obviously going up. So we see prices obviously going up. Then we're just going to patiently wait for the retracement to finish and then enter on the next higher high, which is exactly what we did yesterday, and exactly what we did with on Friday, and exactly what we did on GJ Thursday and Friday. We was in drawdown for a very long time on Thursday, but because we went with the overall direction of price, it finally broke that level of traffic and exploded to the upside, and then literally was in profit and it was climbing all Friday. And that's because we went with the overall direction of price. Yeah, so NAS still got a little bit of work to do. So we're gonna let that be for right now. So we're just gonna watch GJ. I'm gonna have that on my other screen. Yeah, so we're watching GJ right here. I kind of like this right here. Yeah, we do 175 actually. So where's currently at? I kind of like this right here. Give me 1 second. I'm writing some trade ideas up. Those just join the stream, make sure the first link in the description, join the free signal room, free telegram. Y'all see on your screens how we did last week and last month. We're going to pull that up in a second and look at that as well. Just looking at the charts as of right now. Yeah, but I do like GJ right here. Yeah, so those that know that have been watching the stream for a little while, I cannot talk and type. So just give me 1 second. But we're looking at GJ buys. We're looking at gold sells. We're looking at NAS and SPX buys. Yeah, but I like GJ right here. 75.90. All right, there we go. All right, cool. So if you hit that first link, then you're going to see this. Well, you're going to see this first, but then you scroll up, then you'll see the recap of last week. So last week, those that traded last week, you already know Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday was extremely slow, choppy days on the charts. Nothing we could do about that. There was a few moves here or there, but if you missed those setups, literally that was like the only couple handful of moves that were decent moves to be caught on those weeks, on those days, I should say. But nonetheless, we did take advantage of the volume filled days on Wednesday and Friday. So Monday, we caught 91 pips. Tuesday, we caught 33 pips. Wednesday, we caught 3,759 pips. Thursday, we caught 35 pips. And then Friday, we caught 3,534 pips, ending the week with a total of 7,452 pips caught. 3,621 of those pips were strictly caught in the advanced place signal room. In the week 12-1, giving us a 92% 92% win rate for the week. So you click right here, it's going to take you to the very beginning of the week on Monday. Every trade posted, you're going to see my personal entry, SL, TPs, as well as the disclaimer I post every day before the first signal in the free telegram. And then at the end of every day and every week and every month, I do the recap, all the trades taken in the free signal room, the advanced play signal room, how many pips caught, what TP was hit, screenshots to me in the positions, all that good stuff. And then if we go to Tuesday, same thing. You see how people view to enter the trades. You see the reactions. You see the TPs. You see when the TPs got hit. You see the exact time we entered the trades. Screenshots of the trades as well. So this was that Wednesday. Wednesday, we took an EJ sell, caught 52 pips. Took a EN sell, caught 10 pips on that. A GN buy, all TPs had caught 97 pips, if I'm not mistaken. I believe we called this on the live. No, we might have called it after the live. We might have broke it down on live, but we didn't enter that during the live. Then we took a SPX5, meaning the members. TP4 got hit, caught 1,000 pips. Then we took a gold sell. TP3 got hit, caught 400 pips. Then we got wicked out and re-entered when we was live with the members. Because me and the members, we do go live outside of London session. It's usually during like high impact news during New York session. But hold that thought. Because me and the members just entered GJ and we're nice and blue already. So let me go ahead and let the members know that TP2 just got hit. All right, cool. Yeah, so me and the members, usually it's very rare that we'll enter, well, I will post trades on a Sunday night. It's very rare. I usually like to wait till volume picks up going into London, or let the charts at least marinate a little bit. So it's very rare that I'll call trades out Sunday night during Tokyo session. So that's why if you'll also notice, at least those that be here for at least a week to 2 weeks in the channel, you'll see that last night I didn't say we would trade in Tokyo session members only, but you see throughout the week, like we go to like this day here, it says I'm trading Tokyo session members only. So Sundays we don't really take any trades. So this is the first trade of the day. We're already blue on that, but we have some other positions we can possibly get into as well. I'm still looking at some other pairs on my other monitor, my other screen. The gold still got a little bit of more work to do. We can pull that up right now. The gold still got a little bit more work to do. I want to see it retrace a little bit more. I'm very picky with my entries. And sometimes it's a very small percentage where it's like, dang, I could have entered here and it don't. But usually my levels are pretty accurate. So I'm just going to let that do its thing and just wait for my levels to get hit. NAS is still slowly trying to break its way back up as well. So we're just going to let that do its thing also. Got a strong resistance level here that is struggling to break and hold above. I'm debating if I want to drop it a little bit. But I think where it's at is pretty good. So I'm going to leave it where it's at. Yeah, but we want to see price break this level. If we can break this strong resistance level we got here, then we can see the higher high get made and possibly see price hit 14,900. As far as news today, by the way, if you follow me on Instagram and TikTok, let me go ahead and put that on the screen for y'all. Y'all be able to see all the news events. I posted them on both my Instagram and TikTok last night. So make sure to follow me on both of those. See on the bottom of your screen. But as far as today goes, we do have an orange folder news event at 1:01 p.m., which is a weird time. We got bond auction. It's orange folder. I'll still just keep a note of the time. Some orange folder news events, we do see some volatility. It's very rare though, but it does happen some orange folder news events. So I still like to pay attention to those. And the red folder, of course. Then Tuesday, 2 a.m., we got GBP news. Then at 5 a.m., 3 hours later, we got some Euro news. Then going into New York, of course, we have a regular USD news. We got CPI going on. So definitely pay attention to this time. CPI is one of those that has a higher percentage of, higher likelihood, I should say, of being volatile and seeing some, larger size candlesticks and some wicks. Then about 2 hours later, we got GBP news again. Got a governor speaking. Then Wednesday, as you can see, we got a lot of banks news going on. We got FOMC. You already know FOMC is one of those news events to look out for as well. Although last week it wasn't that volatile. We went live, or 2 weeks ago, I can't remember. But we went live, me and the members, one of those FOMC events, I think last month. And it didn't go too crazy, but pretty sure this one will, especially the way the markets are looking. So yeah, it's going to be definitely an interesting week this week. But again, the news, you can use that to your advantage to catch a lot of pips. A lot of times in the free channel and the advanced play signal room, we enter trades way before the news. And we might be choppy or in drawdown for a little bit, but once volume picks up, it shoots in our favor. A good example of that was a GJ call that we entered and took. Let's see what day it was. Friday, a couple Fridays ago. We entered this trade, and we can actually pull this trade up. So let's go, because this was a free trade. We entered this on a live stream, though. So this was Friday, June 2nd. So let's just go ahead and scroll to Friday, June 2nd. Boom, boom, boom. So here we are. So you see right here, we call this during the live. You see the time was posted. And if you go to this day on the live, all the lives are dated on the bottom because YouTube, and they're also dated in the title. And you will see that we did enter that trade live and or broke it down. But as you can see from the time of the entry and the time of the first TP, and then the time of the second TP and all the other TPs was literally 4 to 5 hours later. So it was literally in drawdown for an entire session and then an hour into New York. And guess when the TP started to get hit? If you look at the time, that's 8:31 a.m. And if we go to this website and we go to June 2nd, which is when we enter that trade, and let's see what happened at 8:30 a.m. on Friday, June 2nd. Oh, what is this here? High impact news. So we called the trade all the way 4 hours before the news event popped off, and we was in drawdown the entire time. And then once the news popped off, which was this candlestick right here, and why did I know it was this candlestick? Because I was watching this pair, and we also were live, and we got the recorded footage in the channel of this. And after that news event popped off, what happened? Price pushed up, tapped this level, and then retraced. Perfect setup. All right. And that just goes to show that if you just follow the flow of price and go with what's most likely going to happen, yes, granted, there are some times where price will hit stop loss, or sometimes price just retraces before the big move happens. But 8 times out of 10, if you just do what I talk about in the video, actually, I got on my YouTube channel, you'll see a lot more success. I'm not going to say success every time because that'll be me giving y'all a false promise and false hope. And that's not what we do over here. But I will tell you that it will work more times than it won't. And that's just one of the examples. Another one, the same day actually, and same news event, was a gold sell. Same day. So we pull up gold, and then we go to the same day, which was the second, which will be right here. And if I slide this over to the left and go to the advanced place signal room so you can see the signal, you'll see the same thing happened on that day. So just give me 1 second, y'all. Gotta do a little bit of scrolling. All right, bam. All right, so this is the advanced place signal room. You scroll here, it's the same exact date. You see here, it's the same exact date. And you see here, I entered the same exact time, almost same candlestick at least, as the GJ signal. See my entry, SL, all that good stuff. Then you see here the Zoom link. That's when it was going live. You see it was literally right before the news event. Then you see at 8:30, TP2 got hit right when the news candlestick started. Then right before the news candlestick ended, TP3 got hit. Then after that, price just ended up tanking. Very similar times you see as well as the GJ TPs getting hit. Then price just continued to tank, and it's like always, all lives are recorded and posted just because you weren't able to be on it during the time we were live. But that just goes to show that if you just know how to read the charts and you go with the direction of price, news event or not, you will have a higher likelihood or high likelihood of price going your way. I'm about to drop a video in a second that's going to help y'all out. Just give me 1 second. Just going through these pairs really quick, making sure we're not missing anything. I don't think so. I think we're good. Yeah, so everything else is still chilling right now. All right, cool. So I'm going to drop that video in the chat in a second. I'll drop that video in the chat in just a second. see. Cool. Those just joined the stream. We haven't entered this yet. This is just a trade idea. Go ahead and hit that first link in the description. Join the free sitting room, free Telegram. You see on your screen how we did last week and last month. Last week we went 12-1, catching a total of 7,452 pips, giving us a 92% win rate for last week. And then last month we went 46-5, catching a total of 45,925 pips, giving us a 90% win rate for the month. And we'll go over that as well in a second. But if you just go into hit that first link in the description and do some scrolling, you're able to see exactly what we're talking about. But really quick, let me go ahead before I get sidetracked and drop that video I was just talking to y'all about. So give me 1 second, y'all. How to trade news. And then while we're doing that, let's go ahead and pull this back over to the left and go back into the free channel. There we go. And I see y'all's comments. I'm gonna catch up to them in a second. Make sure to follow me y'all on Instagram and TikTok. Y'all should see on the bottom of y'all screen. Playmaker_way is to Instagram. Playmaker_way is to TikTok. I post daily on both pages. All right. Some stuff I can't post on Instagram, so I post on TikTok. And some stuff I can't post on TikTok, so I post on Instagram. We're almost at 1,000 followers on TikTok. Once we hit 1K followers, we're going to be going live on there as well. They're going to be outside of the, of course, scheduled time during that we go live on, what is this, YouTube. But I do got a lot of stuff planned for the TikTok lives. We just got to hit 1,000 followers. We're almost there. We're almost at 1,000 subs on YouTube as well. That's when we're going to do the next giveaway. The last giveaway we did was when we were at 500. We did that live. We draw the names live. We had 6 winners. We gave away courses, free access to the advanced play sitting room, free one-on-one sessions, and I think a couple other things as well. Definitely don't want to miss out on that. All right, so I just dropped that video in the chat. It's literally the exact title of the video. It's exactly as it looks right there. I'm going to put it up on the screen, of course, for those watching the recorded of this. Please let us know when you're in. Please, when it's a free play, I always let y'all know when I'm in. I state it on the live, and then I also post it in the free channel. Now, if you're talking about like plays with the advanced play sitting room, that's different. Now, I break down trades that I do also enter live in the advanced play sitting room, or trades strictly for the advanced play sitting room. I do break down and enter live as well. But if you want the announcements, that's in, the access for that's in the advanced play sitting room. But that's why I do these lives, right? I just broke down what we're looking for. Now you want like price level specifics. That's the advanced play sitting room. Advanced play sitting room, I go over price levels, price points, look for entries and exits. And I also explain exactly why we're looking for buys or sells on that specific pair. What's going on, Fahad? I see you in here. It's the title of the video. It's called How to Trade News. There is 2 parts. So in this part, I break down exactly what I do step by step and how I go about trading news, and I also explain why I do what I do. All right, so you understand exactly why I do that. And then in part 2, I break down 2 huge trades that I called on live at that time, and that were huge risk reward setups. Kind of similar to the GJ and gold, but they're a lot bigger moves compared to the GJ and gold. The gold one was pretty nice, but the GJ one, compared to the gold or the ones in that video, was a pretty small win. But a win is still a win. Yeah, so we're on these other pairs do the thing. It is Monday. Monday is usually one of the slower days of the week, mainly because that's the day everything's opening back up, especially with the USD pairs, because we still need the opening of New York session before we see a lot of volume at least pick up for a majority of the pairs, especially the USD pairs. But nonetheless, we can still possibly look for an entry here before New York, but we're still going to wait for our confirmations to be met. So we're not going to jump the gun too soon or too early, because we are on the 15-minute time frame, and as you can see, for the past hour, price hasn't done anything. It's literally stayed in place. So we want to see if we can bigger candlestick can get formed, break above this level, respect that level of support, and if it can, then push to the upside. So we're just gonna be chilling on that one right there. Let's see if GA retraced to the level I'm looking at. No, it didn't. All right, so it didn't retrace. So again, I went over this with the members last night. I didn't enter this, but it did end up dropping when I went to sleep. I was looking for a re-entry, but it didn't go to the level I was looking for. So like always, we're either going to wait for a retracement back to our level, or we're going to wait for price to break the next level and then enter there. As far as GA though, we're looking for sales like we've been really since last week. Now, why are we looking for sales? Very simple. Let's just go on a naked chart so it can be a little bit more clearer to see. If you go on the daily time frame, all right, if you're going to trade, you have to go on the bigger time frames. You got to start on the bigger time frames to see the exact direction price is going. So if we look on the daily time frame, we can see price did a huge drop to the downside. Before this, though, we were nice and bullish. We were catching buys on GA and EA for a little while. We caught a little sell here, but we did catch buys here as well. Then this huge rejection and drop happened. Then off the retest, we can see potential the lower low get made here. We do have a strong support level that needs to be broken, which is what we're waiting for right now, which we will see if we go onto this other setup here. So this is the support. Whoops. This is the support level I'm talking about. We're waiting to see price if it can break and hold that low and break past that level. If it can break past that level, then we can see the lower low get made. And if we can see the lower low get made, then we're definitely in the bearish trend and flow of price. So we want to see price break that level and possibly lower low get made. Now, if it respects that level like it did the last couple times, then we could possibly see the bullish momentum pick back up. But the way it's looking, I'm kind of leaning towards the downtrend beginning. But again, we do have a lot of high impact news going on this week. So, news usually pops off when price is at these key levels and it's make or break, aka the trend continuation is possibly going to happen or reversal. So that's what we're looking at on GA. Same thing with EA, except EA is a little bit farther ahead than GA, at least on the lower low end of things. So we look at EA, you see exactly what I'm talking about. You can see this much more clearly is a downtrend. You see all these lows, see the lower low getting made. You see it hit the support level, which is what we're waiting for the GA to hit. And you already see how it literally tapped that level and it's rejecting back up. So we're either going to wait for a retracement back up to here and look for a sell, or price can break and hold underneath this level here. Then we're going to look for a sell there. As we can see, the daily candlestick is still pretty small, so it can still kind of go either way. But regardless of the fact, we're still going to be looking for sells. We're not going to look for buys anytime soon, right? If we look at the past couple weeks, we see way more red candlesticks than green. So it'll be very, very, very silly to go for buys, because again, trading is going for high probability setups and making high probability decisions while also throwing in some simple math and discipline. So if we see way more red than green candlesticks, what is the likelihood of price continuing to shoot and produce red candlesticks, aka continue the downtrend? A lot higher than a green candlestick, right? So yeah, that's just another example of why it's always best and recommended not to counter trend trade. All right. The goal isn't try to catch every pip on the charts. The goal is to, at least when you enter a trade, for it to go your way and to end it blue. And one way to ensure that is to go with the overall direction of price. So that's really the game plan for these pairs. We're just waiting for our confirmations to get met. And we're just chilling right now. Yeah, we're just chilling right now. Let's just join the stream. Make sure that first link in the description. Join the free Signal room, free Telegram. Y'all see how we did last week and how we did last month. We just went over last week. We'll go over it again. We're going to go over last month because that is next on the list. All right, so let's go ahead and do a little bit more scrolling. I think I did it this day, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, no. So this is how we did last week. Where did I do the? Oh, here it is. So this is how we did last month. So you scroll to the 4th, June 4th, you'll be able to see this for yourself. So we ended last month with a total of 45,925 pips caught. 36,660 of those pips were strictly caught in the advanced play signal room. All right, links in the description. End of the month 46-5 with a 90% win rate. You click right here, it's going to take you to the first week of May. You click here, it's going to take you to the first day. All losses and wins are posted, very transparent. You see, we started off on a great note, all that good stuff. More screenshots of trades. This is an actual recording of one of the New York session lives during a news event. Make sure to check that out. There's also a few other videos I dropped in here as well. Some more screenshots, more TPs getting hit. This was a huge drop on GA. This is what I was talking about earlier, about 5-10 minutes ago. Students testimonials and results. I got some more to post this week as well, so be on the lookout for that. All right. But yeah, so you can see that the first week caught a 77% win rate, 7-2, catching 4,308 pips. And then if we go to the second week, we got to do 15 starting. So I'm gonna scroll pretty quick because again, you guys can see this for yourself at the first link. Some more screenshots of trades, huge EJ sell, all that good stuff. So make sure to check that out. All right, second week went 10-1, gives a 90% win rate, catching 8,407 pips. But let's go back on these charts because we got a new 15 about to start. We're back blue on GJ, me and the members. Got a nice rejection wick, so we're going to see if the bullish momentum is going to continue. Now, if we look over to the left, what we can see is a slight level of traffic that we're going to have to break through, but we are on top of a strong support level as well. New 15 just started, so we're going to go through all these pairs again, see what's going on, see any updates, see if any levels have been broken or rejected, all that good stuff. So we see we're nice and blue on GJ, nice rejection with the last 15s. So we're going to see if we can break and hit that next TP on that. Looking at gold, let's go ahead and see if gold retraced for us. Nope, not yet. So we're just going to leave it be and leave it alone. Not really tripping. When you do plenty of back testing, we've done the amount of back testing I've done, and you see the amount of coincidences and patterns of repetitions and behaviors on the charts, you become a lot more calm and patient because you know that the reason why you're waiting for these levels to get hit or broken is, and I'll show you that in a second. But let me go through all these pairs really quick. The members, you already know why. For those that might be new, y'all might not know why. So we're going to break that down in a second as well. Let me just go through all these pairs, make sure we're not missing anything. But yeah, GA looks like the only valid one so far. SPX is trying to do his thing. We caught this nice SPX play last Friday. We can go over that actually while we're waiting. So this is how we did last week. So if we look at last Friday, we went 3-0, catching 3,534 pips. We took a GJ buy, all TPs hit, caught 134 pips, took a gold sell, TP1 got hit, caught 200 pips. I did re-enter that, but this is what happened before we got whipped out. We might have hit TP2. I feel like we hit TP2. I have to double check that, but as of now, I put TP1. Then we called this SPX buy, all TPs hit, caught 3,200 pips, or 32 points. So you click right here, you're going to see the positions, the reactions, TPs getting hit, how many people entered the trade, screenshots entered here, price exploded all the way to the top side. That was the first screenshot posted. Then you see this SPX play. We actually entered this on Friday's live. We started the live a little bit later than 3 a.m., but it was worth it. We didn't really miss too much the London session opening, but we did start the live, and we entered this literally the first candlestick into the live. See the TP's getting hit. There's updated screenshot of that GJ. You see this was the original position, added a second position, and you see price is all the way at 175.53, and the original position was at 174.17. That's already off rip off that first entry, 100 plus pips. So that's how we did Friday. And then with the SPX play, that was this one right here. Literally did the move twice, hit that final TP rejected, and then literally just repeated the same move twice. So right now we're going to be waiting to see if price can break and hold above the final TP in this level right here. And if it can, we're going to go for another buy position onto SPX, just like we're going to be looking for another buy position on the NASDAQ. So that's going to be the game plan for SPX. Let me put that like that. So SPX is trying to move. So let's see if NAS is moving. And NAS is slowly trying to move as well. Yeah, so we're just going to let those do their thing for right now. Looking at these other pairs, but like most Mondays, pretty slow. There are some Mondays though, smaller percentage, where there's a lot of volume and we enter some trades and price is just going crazy. But that's not the case as of right now. So we're just patiently waiting right now. In no rush to enter any trades. So GN's kind of rejected this low. So the way GN is looking, I had this buy idea, but that's strictly if price breaks that level. But the way it's looking is rejecting this level. So if it doesn't break above that level there and it breaks below this level here, so if it breaks above and holds that level, I might go for buys. And if it breaks and holds underneath this level, I might go for sell, strictly because if it breaks this level, we did have this nice rejection wick on what day was this? Thursday, but then Friday literally rejected all that from the rejection wick. But we do see it supporting this level here. So that's why we're playing around these two levels here. This is a strong support level. This is also a strong support level. This support is now being treated as a resistance. So if price rejects this level again and breaks underneath this level, we can potentially see a lower low get made and or a reversal. But if it can break and hold above this level, then we can see the bullish momentum and the uptrend continue. And even if we go for sells there, this is still also extremely strong support level. And I really wouldn't be confident to say like, oh yeah, the downtrends began unless price is broken and held underneath that level, treating as a resistance. So right now we're just kind of waiting for price to break and hold above or below one of these levels, and then we'll go from there. But that's the situation we're in on that pair at least. Yeah, so we're just going to be patiently waiting. Gold's got a little bit more retracing to do for me before I can look for another entry. So yeah, we're just patiently waiting right now. Those just joined the stream. We haven't entered anything yet. Well, me and Mervs are on one trade right now, but besides that, we haven't entered anything yet. Go ahead and hit that first link in the description. Join the free sitting room, free Telegram. You'll see how you on the left how we did last week and last month. Last week we went 12-1, catching a total of 7,452 pips, giving us a 92% win rate for the week. And then last month we went 46-5, only losing 5 trades last month, catching a total of 45,925 pips, giving us a 90% win rate for the month. Now I also went over the other months. Well, I didn't go over them in this live, but I recapped and tallied up the other months in the channel as well. So if you just scroll and explore, you'll be able to check that out and see that for yourselves as well. But yeah, right now we're just chilling right now. Just waiting for volume to pick up. Like I said earlier, we don't really got any crazy news events going on today. But later this week, we definitely do. We definitely do. So it's going to be interesting to see how things go today, especially how things close and end today before, market reopens. Because starting Tuesday is when we have a lot of the news events popping off. But let's go ahead and go back on these smaller time frames so we can get a closer look and see what's going on here. So speaking of which, let me pull this up because I actually did look at this on Friday. And as far as when I was looking at it, before, you know, the other TP, other stuff. There it goes. Oh well, is what it is. It happened before London, anyways. Happened before London, anyways. Yeah. So I was looking at this because, like I mentioned, I think on Friday or Thursday, I was looking for sells, and it was just ranging and rejecting. So, you know, after we entered all the other setups, I just kind of forgot about it. But it ended up going the way I was looking for anyways. But again, there is a thing is such a thing called over trading. And really when you're already up for the day, especially when you met your goal, there's no reason to ruin that potentially by entering another position. So like always, we're just gonna wait for a retracement, which it hasn't really done a retest. Well, it did a small one here, but it hasn't done a retest yet. So we're gonna wait for a possible retest and then look for a sell right here. That's gonna be the game plan. I'm gonna be looking for a sell right here. Let's pull this up. Yeah, we're gonna look for a sell right here. All right, but that's got some work to do. So we're gonna be looking at that as well today. We're looking at SPX right now. We're looking at possible buys on SPX and NAS. We're looking at GJ buys. We're looking at EA and GA sells. And then right now we're just kind of observing GN to see which way it's going to try to go. I'm not really going to go for a sell unless price breaks this level here, like I mentioned. I'm not going to go for a buy unless price can break and hold above that level there. That's going to be the game plan we're looking at. So while it's doing that, we're not going to really pay attention to this because it's got some work to do. Unless we see some huge candlestick that breaks or pumps this way, it's going to take a little while, especially because it's kind of been ranging like this all last night. And it's still kind of doing the same thing. Granted, the candlesticks have gotten a little bit bigger compared to the ones last night. But as far as like price wise, it's still ranging in the same price level for the most part. So we're just going to let it do its thing. Yeah, that thing's moving now. Yeah, so the way that's looking, we're just going to move this down here. And we're just going to look for a sell once price breaks this level here. Because looking at this retest, it looks like it's about to try to break past this previous low. And yeah, we're just going to look for an entry down here. Did go over this with the members last night, and I did notify them that it did end up going as projected. Did a Sunday price watch list, Sunday chart analysis with the members last night. Well, not with them, but for the members last night. Of course, like I said, how chart analysis works, I did that, but basically it just was basically what we're looking for right here currently. Like I said, we're looking for gold sales, GAEA sales. We're going to be waiting for the New Zealand pairs to do their thing. And then, of course, indice buys. And the only one out of those pairs that really did anything last night was GA. And as you can see, it's still doing something. Hey there, the gold chart is confusing me as fuck, man. Yeah, it can. Trust me, you're not the only one, especially new people. It can be something different because a lot of people don't. Now you talking about my markups, or you talking about the chart itself? You talking about the chart itself? We can look at that. But you talking about my markups? That's something different. But I'm going to assume you're talking about the chart itself. So we can just look at gold, and maybe I can help you make it a little bit simpler to look at. I also have videos on my channel to help out as well. Now, one of the first things that could kind of make it confusing is if you're looking on a smaller time frame. All right, if you're going to be doing a proper chart analysis before you enter any trade or even decide if you're going for a buy or sell, you got to do a proper chart analysis and back testing. Those kind of go hand in hand. Some people will kind of say they're the same thing, but regardless of that, you got to do proper chart analysis, and you got to start on the bigger time frames. If you watch any of my trade breakdowns on YouTube, more on the way, by the way, you'll always see that the first thing I talk about doing is starting on the bigger time frame, preferably the daily and the 4 hour. The reason why you want to do that is because price moves on a day by day, week by week, month by month basis. Granted, yes, price is moving every minute and every 5 minutes, but you don't really need to pay attention to those charts, at least in the beginning when you're trying to determine what direction price is going. Right? A good example I like to use is we're on TradingView right now. We're on the 15-minute time frame. All right. So we're on the 15-minute time frame. We see price is looking very stagnant right now. We don't really see anything. We can't pick up anything from this right here besides price kind of just choppy and not doing too much, right? Even if we scroll out all the way to last week, Wednesday, you don't really see too much, right? We see one quick drop, we see a push back up, and then we see price taking a nap for multiple sessions, literally hours, right? So if I'm on the 15-minute time frame, let alone the 5 minute or the 1 minute, which nobody should be on the 1 minute time frame. I don't care. Nobody should be on the 1 minute time frame. Let alone the 5 minute, I'd be confused too because I'm getting zero information on this. Why? Because we're not on a bigger time frame, right? Also, notice how I have a big monitor too, by the way. Like this is my big screen. And we can only go as far as, let's get rid of this ad. We can only go as far as last week, June 8th on Thursday. Now let's flip the script. Let's go on the daily. I didn't touch anything. All I did was switch to the daily time frame. It's still going screen to screen, but now I can see all the way to last year, February 2022. And we also can see a lot more movements, and we can actually see some trends compared to the smaller time frame. And with that, we can kind of make more sense of what's going on here, right? Let's go on the empty chart. And before we go into this, because when I go into this breakdown mode, I get sidetracked. So let me make sure we're not missing anything really quick. So give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, y'all. But hit that like button if it's making sense so far. Type in the comments if y'all following what I'm saying so far. NAS and SPX are starting to make some work, make some moves. So we might be entering those in the next hour or so. New 15 did just start. So yeah, we're going to lock back in on those in a second. I'm just going to keep an eye on those on my other screen. All right, cool. So let's get rid of this level. All right. Now we can see a trend. Now we can see some movement. It looks completely different from the 15 and the 5 minute. All right. This one's a pretty obvious difference. So I hope y'all can kind of see the difference. It's not the power of YouTube. Just double tap a few times to the left and watch as many times as you need to. Because one of the things I struggled with when I was learning trading was a lot of times I was listening, but it wasn't clicking because a lot of times with a lot of things, especially nowadays, like a lot of stuff is just like brain dead, which is why there's a lot of idiots walking around. But that's besides the point. A lot of stuff super simple. It's so simple that you don't even need to put most, if not all, of your energy and focus into listening and understanding. But with trading is kind of different. One, because a lot of this stuff is foreign. Nobody's walking around talking about pips, risk reward, and all this stuff, right? And because these candlesticks can be intimidating, right? So at first, when I was watching videos, things weren't really making sense to me. But when I started paying attention to them, they started to a little bit. But also, when I started watching them multiple times, each time it's like when you watch a movie. Each time you watch a movie, you're going to notice something different each time. Whether that's a line someone said, a behavior, an image, a reaction, whatever. You're going to notice something different and new each time you watch a movie or show. The same one over and over again. Same thing with back testing on the charts, right? So if we look at gold, well, before we even do that, right, there's something you have to understand. And this will help you be able to read charts better. There's only going to be 3 patterns you need to memorize, and 3 patterns you need to train your eyes to look for. I don't care what anybody else tells you. I mean, obviously, you can do what you want, right? But I don't care what anybody else says. I don't care about these indicators. I don't care about these wedges, none of that stuff, right? Because at the end of the day, all those indicators and wedges, you take all that stuff away, you're going to see these literal 3 patterns. These are only 3 patterns and formations price and the charts will ever be in. And I'm telling you, if you look at all these other, all these wedges and all this other stuff, and you take all that stuff away, you're only going to see these 3 patterns. So might as well just keep it simple, keep your charts cleaner, and just train your eyes to look for these 3 patterns, right? So there's going to be bullish, aka higher highs, higher lows, or price is going to be bearish, aka lower lows, lower highs, or we're going to be consolidation, ranging, or what people also call the sideways market when the price is just ranging back and forth. Kind of what gold has been in, right? These are 3 things you're going to see price in. So before you enter a trade, you should be doing a chart analysis. So while you're doing your chart analysis, you need to determine and identify which one of these 3 price is in. So if we look at a large scale of things, some could say that gold is bullish, right? Because we see clear highs, we see price clearly going up, right? So we could say price is bullish in overall sense. But if we zoom in a little bit and we dissect it a little bit, and we just look at things at a closer standpoint, because again, we're not no swing traders. We're not holding these trades for a month. We're not holding these trades for a week. We're holding these trades for a day to 2 days, getting in and out. So we don't need to worry about that grand scheme of things. So if we zoom out a little bit we zoom in a little bit closer, this big uptrend, we can see trends within this. So we see the clear uptrend here, right? We see the clear uptrend here. Then we see a clear downtrend here, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? Then we see the uptrend begin here, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? Then right here, we see price break out of the uptrend and we see lows start to get made, which is why we were calling and going for sells. Then we saw this choppiness happen here. And then we see right now overall, if we just look at, we get rid of this and we just look at the past month and this month, we are bearish. We see no highs getting made, no higher highs, I should say, getting made, right? We see no higher highs getting made. So right now, we're waiting to see if price can break and hold below 1950. Those I was here at the beginning of the stream, that's what we was talking about. We're waiting to see if price can break and hold that level. If price can break and hold that level, which we see multiple times, once I refresh my screen, because it just froze on me. So give me 1 second. And I see the other comments. I'm gonna read them and answer them after I finish answering this person's comment. All right. So just give me 1 second, and I got y'all. So now that we've broken all of that down, we see here 1950, 1952, that there's a strong support resistance level. And if you don't understand how that kind of works, I got a video on my channel for that as well. Just go on my channel and look up support resistance. Speaking of support resistance, me and the members should hit another TP. Going to go ahead and notify and let them know. TP3 just got hit. And of course, after this live, I'm gonna post the screenshot of my position and the screenshots of the signal on my Instagram story as well. Boom. All right, cool. So the way gold is looking right now, I am still leaning towards sells. I'm not going to go for buys or say that the uptrend can continue or pick back up unless price can break and hold above 1980, 1982 and treat that level of support. If we continue to treat it as a resistance, like we've seen it do all these many times, I was about to say all last month, but that's not necessarily true. Like we've seen it do here, 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 and last week, then we can continue to go for sells. Now, why am I waiting for exactly this price level? Now, this is something I tell the members and students all the time. If you look to the left, it's going to explain what's happening in the present and what could potentially happen in the future. If we just look to the left here, we can see price was treating this level as a super strong support by these wicks. The same line, if we go further to the right, we see that strong support got turned to a strong resistance. Now, when was this a strong support? When price was bullish, this was a strong support. Now, when this became a strong resistance, when the lows started getting made. All right. So that's the game plan for gold. But GJ is flying right now. And my screen just froze on me again. I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know what's going on with that. But nothing the refresh button can't fix. So we're going to pull GJ back up. And then we'll catch up to those comments. I got y'all. I hope that helps kind of clear things up, at least what's going on with gold. But everything I just broke down, you can literally apply all that stuff to any other chart. Now, I'm not saying every chart is bearish, but I'm saying the way I looked at the chart and broke it down and explained things, you do the exact same thing with literally any other chart. But we just hit TP4. She's just flying pretty nicely right now. So let me go ahead and let the members know TP4 just got hit. So we're already 1-0 to start the week so far, start the day so far. Not a bad start. Now, we did go over this at the beginning of the stream, but this was a members only play, strictly because the members are always going to get the majority of the trades and the first trade of the day. And since we didn't take any trades last night, you know, they got this trade. That's just how it goes. The next trade I do enter will be in the free center room, though, of course, which we've been looking for. But as we've been seeing this entire stream, this is the only one that's kind of been moving and met our confirmation. So nothing we do about that. We're not going to force trades. We're not going to try to influence what we want to happen on the charts in the markets, because the markets will humble you and let you know that you don't control anything, which is why it's very important to be patient and disciplined in life, but also in these charts. Let me see. The market today is either a buy at 1939 or a sell at 1981. Got you, man. Thank you. Got yourself a new subscriber. I appreciate that. SPX sell. I wouldn't go for sells on SPX. We could potentially see that happen later this week. But as far as today, I wouldn't really go for that as of now. Now, later this week, we could possibly see that happen. And the reason why I say that is because of the news events. And we are approaching a couple of order blocks on some of these pairs. But as far as today goes, I'm going to be going for buys as long as my confirmations can be met and made. So as far as confirmations, NAS is right back at this daily level. So if NAS can hold this level and continue to push up to the upside, we can look for some buy setups here. So that's what I'm waiting on. So I'm leaning towards buys on SPX and NAS. Why? Because the same thing, we go in the bigger time frames. We see nothing showing us sells, right? If we zoom out and look at NAS, there's nothing showing us sells. Very bullish. And if we do the same thing with SPX, I'm not just saying this because we caught a huge buy last Friday on SPX, but if we look at SPX, same thing. Bullish, right? Now, can we see reversals happening soon? Yes, like I said, we do got an imbalance we're approaching, and we are at a strong support resistance level that it did reject last time, but we see price push back up. It's currently at that same exact level, which was the final TP on Friday. So if we can hold that level, we can see the uptrend and higher high continue. So I wouldn't really jump the gun too early and switch sides and go for sells yet. But like I said, we can potentially see that happen if it rejects and fails to break and hold above 43.20, or when price hits around 43.55, 43.60, we could see a rejection or possible reversal as well. But this is just something to keep it simple. And again, that's another topic. Just keep it super simple, right? This is what I tell my members. If everything's showing me buys, I'm going for buys. If everything's showing me sells, I'm going for sells. What does that mean? If we're in an uptrend and I'm at a position for another buy or a higher high to be made, I'm going for that buy. If we're in a downtrend, the same thing. If I'm in a position for a lower low to be made and a retracement happen, I'm going for the sell. I'm not going to switch and go for a sell in an uptrend. I'm not going to switch and go for a buy in the downtrend. Now, there are a few times where you can get lucky doing that stuff, but the one or two times where you do it and it bites you in the ass, you're going to be, you're going to regret it and not be happy. So it's just better to just stick to your rules and all that stuff. But that's what's going on right there. Those just joined the stream. We're only in one trade right now. Me and the members are in this GJ trade. TV4 did just get hit. But we're nice and blue on this setup right here. We went over a lot of other possible setups for later on today and the week. But as far as entries, this is the only one we're in right now. We're waiting on price to meet our other confirmations on the other pairs. Make sure you hit that first link in the description. Join the free saving room, free Telegram. That way you can get notified, a text on your phone and computer as soon as I do enter the next trade. You see on your screen how we did last week and last month. If you hit that first link and do some scrolling, you'll be able to see that for yourself as well. Last week we went 12-1, catching 7,452 pips, giving us a 92% win rate. And then last month we went 46-5, catching a total of 45,925 pips, giving us a 90% win rate for the month. All right, you go into that first link in the description, you'll be able to see that for yourself. Notice how we did last week. You're going to see my personal entry, SL, and TPs on every trade, the time I entered the trade, how many people viewed or any reactions, TPs getting hit, all that good stuff, screenshots of me in positions, and we'll be able to see all that. New 15 did just start, 4 o'clock hour did just start, and this is the hour we see some volume pick up on some pairs. The ones that know. The members, y'all should know, and those that have been watching lives for a while, y'all should know as well. But we might be entering some more trades within this hour as well. Make sure to use code 1YEAR at checkout. Those that are interested in joining the Advanced Play Signal Room or learning how to mark up these levels on your charts as well. Why do we trade off these levels? Well, it's very simple, right? So let's just go to this one and let's just highlight it. We're just going to highlight this one and we're just going to highlight this one, right? Just these two, right? So we can clearly see when price hit these levels, it does the same thing over and over and over again. Now, what is that thing? It treats it as a support or resistance level. Let's zoom in a little bit. We see when price hit this level here, rejected, hit this level again, rejected. When it hit this level again, when it broke above, you see the wicks treating as support. Then you also see when it was underneath it, rejected, treated as resistance. We go further to the right, we see the same exact level getting treated as resistance here and a support here, caught a buy off that. Then we also see price treating this level as a support here, caught a nice buy off that. Then we see the same thing with literally all these levels. There's golden level, see price treating as resistance, then support. Then later on, caught a nice buy here, treat as support. We go farther to the right, we see the same thing, price treating as resistance, resistance, support, support. And then we see exactly the same thing here, support, 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 resistance. So that's why we trade off these levels. All right, there's these levels on every time frame, every pair, every chart. This strategy works on metals, indices, futures, and currency pairs, obviously, as well as options, stocks, and crypto. All right, and the reason why the code is 1 year is because if you go into the free channel for Telegram and you click this pin message, I actually had a message. I forgot to pin it though. It is what it is. But I actually had a message. I took it to the very top, but this pin message just takes you to a month beforehand. But the reason why I use the code 1 year is because last month was exactly when we started the playbook a whole year ago. So we click the pin message, you'll be able to scroll to the top and see how we've been consistently averaging high 80 to high 90% win rates weekly, monthly, and quarterly for over a year. All right, you're gonna see screenshots, student testimonials, student results, all that good stuff like usual. Make sure to check that out. And the code is 1 year. Let me show you how to spell it. Let me try to find where I put it out. All right, nope, I didn't put it there. Where did I put it? Here it is. So it's gonna be the number one, then the word year. You're gonna get 25% off. That's on the monthly, yearly, and lifetime subscriptions on the Advanced Play Signal Room. That's on the course as well as the one-on-one sessions. So I'm also looking at GA. GA just hit the bottom of the zone, so we're going to wait and see if it can break and hold that level. And if it can, we're going to look for a sell on GA. That's going to be the game plan there. Golds are tracing back up as well. We're about to see how it reacts to our level there. And then we'll go from there as well. Just a little side note and update. With those that are watching the live, y'all should be watching y'all's charts as well with me. That's the only way you're gonna really see what I'm seeing. Of course, you can see what I'm seeing on my charts as well. But when you actually put the practice in, you'll see the difference. All right. So back to what I was saying. So what exactly comes with Advanced Play Signal Room? Well, if you just look here, or we can even scroll to the one I just posted last night. All this is literally what comes to it. So you just read, because I get a lot of questions. Again, I don't mind questions, but one thing that I do challenge a lot of people to do is to read, right? Read the fine print. If you're going to sign a contract, make sure to read everything, but read the fine print, right? Because a lot of times y'all ask me questions that I answer in these posts, but again, I don't mind answering them. But again, if you read this, then when you hit me up, the question you could be asking me could be a follow-up question instead of this be the question, and then I answer it, and then we get into the topic that we could have gotten into off rip. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I don't really mind, but I do try my best to try to put all the information and answer all y'all's questions. But I do know new people join all the time. But I also do this because there's a lot of people that I have as students, and there's a lot of people on this channel. But besides the point, this is what's included in the Advanced Play Signal Room. Of course, you're going to be updated like it says when I enter trades, when I exactly enter them. To be fair, I do that with all trades, because if we just simply look at this SPX trade, I posted my entry here, SL here. So to be fair, I do that with all trades, right? But all my trades, you're going to get access. You're going to be notified all my trades I personally enter. Then you're going to see my chart analysis, exclusive New York session lives. Like I said, we go live during high impact news during New York. We went live last week. I forgot what event. It was one of those events. The days kind of go by and when the week starts for me. I'm not going to lie to y'all. But you also get access to the group chat. And in the group chat, there's a pinned message in the group chat where it's a video of me breaking down and explaining things you need to do before enter any trade, as well as how to properly calculate your lot size, because that is one of the biggest game changers for me that helped drastically improve not necessarily my win rate, but my profits, right? So if you go to your trade history and you see a lot more red than blue, that's a problem. But problems can be fixed, so it's not an issue. You just got to identify the problem and find a solution. But that's a problem. Or if you win more trades than you lose, but your losses are way bigger than your wins, that's also a problem. And 9 times out of 10, if your losses are outdoing your wins, that's because you're not properly calculating your lot size. All right. So that's what's included in there. And then I can pull up the advanced play signal room and show you all that stuff as well. Now, the one-on-one session is you get access to the advanced play signal room as well as 2 sessions with me weekly that are based around your schedule, that are an hour long and recorded and sent to you the same day. So these recordings of these sessions are yours to literally keep. And then, of course, there's the course as well, but we'll break that down in a second. So let me go into the advanced play signal room. So give me 1 second. So we're in the advanced play signal room. So as you can see here, this is last week, the 8th. So every day before New York session or during New York session, beginning of New York session, I should say, I do what I call the New York price watch list, which literally what you see here is us looking at the trades we're currently in and possible setups going into New York. So members, we're on the charts all day basically. We trade Tokyo session, London, and New York session. So we go over the trades we took during Tokyo and London session, and then we go over possible setups going into New York. So we go over price levels. As you can see in the video, we're going through all the pairs. I'm literally explaining why we're looking for what we're looking for. I go over price points, look for entries and exits at, all that good stuff. So you can literally see me pointing, going over price levels, explaining why we're looking for what we're looking for, and then going to the next pair to do the exact same thing. You see me pulling up the pair. You about to see me do the exact same thing, break down exactly what we're looking for, why we're looking for sales, price points, all that good stuff. Then we scroll here, you're going to see, of course, signals. All lives are recorded. This was another live. Posted it after we finished. I recorded the same day. I posted the same day after recorded. Finished buffering. You see this is another day, the day before. Same thing, to our price watch list. Then I have some stuff like the zones. I teach them about the zones. Members, you already know about the zones. If you're a member, you don't know about the zones, my guess is you haven't watched any of the videos on the channel yet, which is fine. Just make sure to watch those videos because I'll help explain stuff. But yeah, this is basically what goes on the channel. Exactly what I said. But I know some people like to see stuff, so literally what goes on the channel. You can see all the TPs. You can see, and these zones, that's me walking. Like I said, the members know what I mean by zones, but that's what I mean by me walking through the trades. The members know what I mean by that. But yeah, and then also you will have access to all the lives, over 336 videos. This is all chart analysis and lives. So what I would suggest is, depending on when you join, watch all the New York price watch lists of that week, but definitely watch all the recorded lives. So that's going to be the 30+ minute videos. Watch all of those, take notes, because that's when I go super in depth, of course, answering members' questions and then breaking down the trades and the charts. And of course, we're literally on during live events, high impact news events, which is the days, people crap themselves or are scared to trade most of the time. And we're catching pips most of the time. And also you see me predicting price going where I see it going, and then it doing it, and then me explaining why I thought it was going to do that, why I knew it was going to do that, and train you to see the charts the way I see it. All right, so code 1 year for all that good stuff. Now, as far as news, like I said, today, nothing really too much to worry about. We do have an orange folder news for USD pairs at 1:01 p.m. EST, but that's about it. And then we have some Australian news at 9:30 later on during Tokyo session when markets reopen. But that's pretty much it for there. Me and the members are nice and blue on GJ. We're going to be looking for a position on GA these next couple 15 minutes. Now, we could have entered this last night, and by we, I mean me and the members. Y'all could have too if y'all saw what we were looking at on the charts. So right now, we're going to wait and see if price can hold underneath this level. We might see rejection and retest because it did just hit the bottom of the zone. But if we can break and hold this level, we're going to look for a sell and see if price can hit 85.40, 85.45 today. That's going to be the game plan on GA. Now let's go ahead and look at GN. Actually, no, scratch that. We got to look at NAS because NAS was on the move last time I checked. So let's look at NAS really quick. Okay, so yeah, so we might be entering NAS these next couple of 15 minutes too, assuming NAS continues to do what it's doing. If it rejects that level, it could be a little bit longer. So let's go back to what we was doing. GN. That thing rejected, so that's cool. So we're going to wait and see if it's going to break and hold underneath this level, and if it does, we'll look for a sell. Speaking of sells, let's go on gold, because gold did hit a level as well. So we're going to see what it did for that 15. So it tapped this level, so it's already rejecting. You literally see it tap this level and drop. That's how accurate this level is, which is why I had no issue patiently waiting for price to come up to it. Because remember, price was dropping, all that stuff. But again, you stick to your rules, because these rules are placed for a reason. So we're going to wait for the next 15. If it continues to treat as low as resistance and shows signs that we're trying to push to the downside, might enter a sell on gold again. So that's going to be the game plan for today. Make sure to hit that like button, y'all. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'm not jumping off yet. I'm about to catch up to these comments, but y'all can do that while I do that. You feel me? So let me make sure I didn't miss any comments here. Okay, nice, man. Joined. Yeah, I appreciate that. So once you guys join, make sure the first thing I want y'all to do is read the pin messages in the advanced play signal room. All right, I have the account side. I forgot what I called it, but one of the pin messages is me breaking down basically the account sizes and what pairs are okay or not okay to trade, because I am going to call a lot of trades. They're going to be varying from indices, gold to currency pairs. And the last thing I want y'all to do is enter a trade that your account can't handle and you throw your money away. It's happened in the past. So I'm just putting in these things to help people out. Because again, at the end of the day, you don't know what you don't know, right? Mistakes do happen. That's in life and in trading. So make sure to read all the pin messages. All right. It's called the account size key. So I go over all the main pairs like US30 NAS100, SPX gold, and currency pairs, and basically what account size I would recommend minimum you need to have to trade certain pairs, simply just to make sure you're not risking more than like 20% of your account to trade, because you don't need to. If y'all read the disclaimer, I didn't post the disclaimer today, not yet, but I might post it because who knows, we might jump to some stuff soon. So I might post it right now just to get it over with, because when things get popping, that's the last thing I want to do is, oh, I can't post a trade yet. Let me post this disclaimer. So let me go ahead and post this disclaimer. Make sure to read this disclaimer, y'all. I know it looks like a big paragraph on your phone screen, but I promise you it's just 11 sentences. And that bottom sentence, if I can go back to the free Telegram, give me a second. And that bottom sentence says, I recommend, and this is what I personally do, is risk 1 to 5% of your account per trade. You do not need to go big or go home. That's why people blow accounts and people say, oh, this is gambling. It's like, no, trading is not gambling. You were just simply gambling. Just like people were like, Forex is a scam because all those, IMLs and stuff. It's like, no, Forex isn't a scam. You just got scammed. You get what I'm saying? So this is why exactly I have all this precaution stuff in place, and why I also do these live streams, because once I did, because I had to do this the hard way. I had to learn this stuff all on my own the hard way. Trial and error. Lost a lot of money, blew a lot of accounts, for a lot of challenges. So what I'm trying to do with the playbook is, one, make things so simple, make them as simple as possible and as simple as it actually is, because trading is simple. You just have to know what you're looking for. Once you understand what you need to understand, and then you'll be like, okay, it is simple. Because once you learn all this stuff, it's literally just rinse and repeat. You do the same thing every day. Like we see right here, price is doing exactly what I want to see it do. We see it's reacting the way I want to see it react off these levels. Why? How did I know price was going to react the way it was going to react when it hit this level? Because again, back testing, studying, put the time and effort in. You got to put the time and effort in, but you don't got to put a lot in, right? You just got to put in consistent the same amount of time and effort a day. So we're going to see if we can hold this level. I'm not going to jump the gun too early. And I want to see at least hold for like a 5-10 minutes, if not a full 15. And depending on what it does this 15 and the next 15, we might jump in for sells on that. I'm looking at NAS. It's still trying. It is above the daily level, which is a good sign. So we're going to be keeping an eye on this as well because we could be jumping in on this soon as well. Now looking at GA, New York Shock is kind of doing exactly what gold did when it hit that level. See, it tapped my level, rejected that level, and now it's struggling to break and hold underneath that level, which is why we're waiting to see price do exactly that. Because if price can do that, we have a higher chance and likelihood when we enter for price to continue to go our way. So that's what we're going to be doing there. We're going to be waiting to see if it can hold and stay underneath that level. And then we're going to go from there. Those are just joining the stream. Make sure that first link in the description, join a free Center Room, free Telegram. You see on your screen how we did last week and last month. Yeah, GN is doing that. So this is still strong support level, but I'm going to put a short position. I'm going to get rid of this. And I'm going to put a short position here. And if it meets my confirmations, we might go for a sell. If it can break this level. But as you can see, it's been treating this level as a strong support as well. So we're just going to have to see. But like I said, I'm not going to enter off this level, enter a buy off this level. I want to enter a buy off this level. And I'm not going to enter a sell unless it can break and hold this level like you see here as resistance. So that's going to be the game plan for GN. But we're still going to let it do its thing for right now. GJ is still slowly trying to climb. All right, cool. We got a new 5 minute about to start in about 30 seconds. Gold's still holding this level as resistance, but I want to see price show is trying to push back down before I enter a sell. So we're not going to pull the trigger too soon on that. All right, y'all, if y'all want to contact me directly, y'all can hit me up on Instagram at playmaker_way. Make sure to follow me as well on that, as well as on TikTok at playmakerway. I respond to all messages and all questions. There's no such thing as a stupid question. I'm here to help y'all out. And we're going to be back at it same time tomorrow, London session 3 a.m. EST.